Here at the Ag Retailers meeting in San Diego, we're talking with Reggie Underwood with SFP. Reggie, a lot of questions coming off this drought year, looking at production next year, a lot of questions about nutrient management. What are you talking with farmers about?
Well, what we're spending some time on right now, Mike, is we have went through a tough year this last year across the Midwest with drought, and as we've worked with farmers this fall, they've come back in and reinvested in the same levels of phosphate that they are planning on a great crop. We have a good commodity price going in the future of 13 at this time, so growers are planning accordingly. We've had great results with our Avail product onto that phosphate applied this fall, and so pretty optimistic, talking also not only to our grower customers, but as we met here at the ARA with the dealers, are pretty optimistic at this time about what they've been seeing with their phosphate business.
That's interesting because I think there have been questions about you come off a drought year, reduced yields. Did you take as much out of the soil as far as nutrients are concerned? Are you going to still put back as much as you would normally put back, or would you try to cut back on some of those inputs? So what you're saying is they're looking ahead, gearing up, and going ahead and taking care of those nutrient needs.
They are taking care of those nutrient needs, and one of the things that, because of the growth of products like Avail and Nutrisphere and even our manure management product, they're really looking how to protect that, so as I can not only apply that to the field, but how do I get it into the plant so as I can maximize my yield with phosphate, so as I can build a good healthy plant from a root base, getting phosphate into that, get that crop started off next spring with a great phosphate. And then as we talk to both the farmers and the dealers that supply their nitrogen products, they're looking at how they're going to put on the right rate to maximize their corn production in 2013 as well. So we're pretty optimistic both at a grower level as well as what we see here at ARA with the retailers.
Tell us about More Than Manure, the nutrient management program you have.
Well, More Than Manure is, as we say, it is, when we launched that, it has nitrogen and phosphate technology management in that, so that differentiates us from other products. But what it really does, and what we've seen great success, it's really demonstrated in the hog pit or in those guys that have dairy farms that are in a lagoon system, and they have crust that will build up on that lagoon. And what we've done when we apply the More Than Manure directly into that lagoon, what we will do is first off we'll break up that crust, and the reaction that you will see with the More Than Manure is we eliminate that. If you've been around hog confinements, you certainly know there's always that smell, and a lot of that's driven by ammonia, and our nitrogen management technology in that reduces that nitrogen smell or that ammonia smell significantly. So we're excited about that going forward to get that nitrogen on the field to help maximize yield. But we're also seeing guys that are saying, hey, my workers that are working in those barns, they see the difference in the smell, and then their livestock is performing a little bit differently too.
Sounds like a win-win situation.
It is, and that's why we call it More Than Manure. It's more than just treating that nutrient management for nitrogen and phosphorus in that effluent.
So what we're seeing, Reggie, is with these commodity prices being as high as they are, everyone wanting to maximize efficiency, and certainly input costs are a big concern for farmers, so they're wanting to maximize, get as much out of all those products for every dollar they spend as well.
They certainly are, and I think our retailers today are really working closely with those growers to make sure that they are maximizing what they can do in production of 2013. Here at the ARA this morning, we listened to some good conferences and talk about what all is not only happening here in the U.S., but our global commodity situation. So our growers are really, I think, in a futuristic planning mode, so as they maximize their yields with using products like the Avail and Nutrisphere.
The importance of a partnership with the farmer, with the retailer, and with a company like yours.
Well, it is a great partnership because we want it first off to be very beneficial to the American producer. And then the situation is it gives that retailer a way to have that efficiency delivered directly to his customer, so as that he's not just selling something else. It's an added value for his business, plus especially the American producer.
Great. Thanks, Reggie.
Thank you, Mike.
Reggie Underwood with SFP here at the ARA convention in San Diego.